Alright, we are now live on YouTube, starting us up here on Rumble. Could not access... Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Yeah, I completely forgot to, So, give me one moment. Sorry, YouTube. Just un momento. Forgot to, put in the stuff for the stream. So, hold on a second. Okay, that there. That there. The server and the password. So, okay. Start streaming. Now we're live on Rumble. Alright. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome to the Omni Coalition Show TOC Show. We're just, we have a couple things here that I have saved up, but first and foremost, we have some major historical events happening in the past couple of days here. But before we get into all that, what is today? Today is July 15th, 2024, and I am Xander.
Golden Loon.
King Refuge.
Yeah, and you, of course, you are you. Thank you very much for coming in and just, hearing us talk about, like random stuff. This is our, whatever show, I guess. So, but anyway, yeah, as I said, it's been 2 days now, right? Or was that yesterday?
Yeah, no, 48 hours.
48 hours. So, as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are living through major historical times. I mean, that's nothing, new to any of us. We've been, we've gone through all the stuff ever since Harambe, really. But, we went through the pandemic, the Kung Flu, 2019, 2020. A whole bunch of other stuff was happening in the world, like Australia was all on fire and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And going through all of this economic stuff, geopolitical stuff, the Afghanistan thing happened, the Ukraine-Russia thing happened, the Israel-Palestine thing happened. As Pete said, and I can confirm this, all the stuff involving the train derailments and the manufacturing, facilities and stuff blowing up. They just so happened to be getting more news coverage, but it was more or less par for the course as far as amount of times these events have happened and everything. And of course, we had that debate a couple weeks ago. That was a shit show.
Yeah.
But then, 48 hours ago, well, not exactly 48 hours ago, but a couple days ago.
Exactly 48 hours.
Exactly 48 hours ago?
Just about. Within a half an hour.
Just about, yeah, okay, then I guess, yeah. There was an assassination attempt on Donald John Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, they've been talking about it for years, and everything's just been escalating. There's a lot of violence and all that stuff. You, Loon, you've been around, you've seen, what happened during the Vietnam era. You've witnessed a whole lot of history, but as you've said, this country is so divided and so full of hate, it is astonishing.
Donald Trump is the most loved man and the most hated man
At the same time.
at the same time right now in this country.
Same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Wow, man.
it's kind of ironic. I have lived through one assassination complete and two attempted assassinations. Reagan, of course, Kennedy,
That's
and
wild.
now Trump. So, kind of strange. Kennedy being the first, obviously. And that was a shocker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw something earlier, and I'm gonna see if I actually posted it. But it was a whole list of actually no, I think I might have put it in history. The channel. Oh, here we go. Regarding the country with the most assassination attempts on its presidents, the United States is notable. Several U.S. presidents have faced assassination attempts, including Andrew Jackson in 1835, Abraham Lincoln in 1865, he was killed, James A. Garfield, 1881, killed, William McKinley, 1901, killed, Theodore Roosevelt, 1912, survived. That's that wasn't the bull moose. That was the bull moose one, right? Theodore Roosevelt. He's the one who got shot in the chest, while giving a speech, and he continued for the speech for another couple of hours, and then he sought medical attention.
I think you're right, but I can't be sure.
I think it was Theodore Roosevelt. But then we have Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1933, survived. Harry S. Truman, 1950, survived. Kennedy, as you said, 63, killed. Richard Nixon, 74, survived. Gerald Ford, 75, twice in the same year. 2 attempts on him.
These I don't
And
recall.
Ronald Reagan, 81, survived.
Yeah.
So, there's been a lot of
So I've actually seen quite a few more.
Yeah,
I think.
well, not really, remembering witnessing it, but you were at least alive during the time, yes.
Well, I haven't witnessed any of them firsthand right there.
Well, no, but
yeah.
been made aware of through the media.
Yeah,
one way or
very
another.
quickly.
Yeah. What about you, good Sir King? Before we really get into all of this, because we've had a couple of days to talk about this. We've spoken about this to several of our friends. You have your own circle you talk to. I have mine. All that stuff. And so, what do you think? Over the past couple of days.
I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can. Really, trying to find out mainly why the Secret Service wasn't doing their job.
Yeah, so many.
Or it's I hear a lot of people saying that Trump wasn't given the security he asked for.
Yeah, that is still being questioned certainly at this time, because this wouldn't have been the first instance. Loon, you and I were talking earlier this morning, and what was the other guy?
There was a senator 3 months ago that was trying to get rid of his Secret Service altogether.
Yes, there were some senators who brought that to the floor, trying to get rid of all his security.
All of it.
And one of those senators, on the official site of his official senator site, and he claimed that it was an aide that put it up and had been fired, but nevertheless, it's his responsibility. That site stated that they should have had a better aim.
Yikes.
Coming from a senator's site. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. His website.
I don't care if he put it up or not.
Are you talking about his website or his social media account?
Well,
Twitter,
I don't know which
Facebook?
one. It was posted.
Well, there's a big difference between a website and a social media account. A website is an actual website where, your company
well,
or
it's
your
probably
brand
social
is
media account like X or something like that.
Yeah.
It was posted. So that's shocking. But like King here, I'm just baffled how inept Secret Service was. How do they have gaps like that? How does that building not lock down? And that's one of the focal
And it's
points of
also weird.
possibilities.
A lot of people. We've shown a lot of clips of people, people spotting the guy.
Yes.
And they're trying to get cops' attention.
You can hear
And
my question,
my question is, why aren't you guys acting like fucking lunatics and just screaming your heads off like, "There's a guy on the roof! There's a guy on the roof! Gunman! 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 Gunman!"
Yeah.
Because that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, and maybe they did, and it can't be heard in the roar of a crowd.
In one of the recordings,
I don't know,
No.
but you're right. I would sure be yelling my head off.
In one of the recordings,
They were just polite. They were just politely trying to get the cops' attention, saying, "Hey, excuse me, guy over there on the roof, excuse me." And I don't know, man. I like to say I'd act a certain way, but
Well, one of the recordings, you can hear a guy going he's got a gun, he's got a gun, like he's yelling. He's kind of he's not running around screaming about Gundams, but you can clearly hear him over Trump talking. Trump is sitting there doing his thing, and you can just hear him he's got a gun, he's got a gun, in the background, and nothing's happening, Trump isn't reacting, nothing, and you can hear it, it's from behind the stage, a lot of the shots that we have, are facing him, we're looking at his face. This is a recording from behind the whole thing, so you see him. Actually, let's see if I can bring it up.
We saw a video today where they had 5 to 7 different videos going at once, and they're all timed. They're all timed together, and the amount of time the guy was actually scoped up, ready to go, ready to take the shot, was insanely long. It's it looks like he had him in his sights, and it was just waiting for an order, but I don't know. You're not supposed to wait for an order. You're supposed to just take them out.
Yeah,
So,
well, like
Yeah,
that's
if
I don't
you're
know.
the
going to put a
actual
guy on
training.
the roof with a gun, he better have the authority to do it if he sees it's necessary, not to ask permission. What are you doing up on the roof with a gun if you don't have the authority to shoot?
You know, we were watching a video, and the actual, like, you know, the playbook is if you see a potential threat, like, you know, because this is the
Take it
president,
out.
you don't mess around. You take it out immediately. You shoot first, ask questions later. Immediately, no hesitation. You know, but this guy, like, according to like several sources, King has seen some things about this. I've seen some things. Several other people that we've spoken to have seen this from various sources. So this is already widespread. But the actual officer who eventually, you know, did take out, you know, the shooter, this Crooks guy. He was talking to his command and saying, "Hey, I have the shot," and he was being told to stand down. He was being told to not engage. And
I found out one little bill piece too. Is apparently the communication between the cops and the Secret Service was nothing, because there was a cop that spotted the dude, went up there to confront him. Dude pointed a gun at him, and cop ran away.
He backed off the ladder.
And
Yeah.
right there is when the cops should be like, "Bah, bah, bah, bah," you know, man on the roof, man on the roof, man on the roof.
like, don't
But
they have
apparently-
like, you know, a thing right here? Like, as he's climbing down, obviously, like, you know, first and foremost, get out of, you know, the line of sight. But then immediately get on that radio and be like, "Hey, man on the roof, man on the roof," you know?
If you have
Like-
what are you doing there if you have no communication? That's the whole thing. You got to be able to communicate with your superiors and the rest of them. You're out there on the front line. You got to be able to communicate. And someone had a great line. They said they could have made better communication with 2 tin cans and a string.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those little, like, Dixie cup things.
It's crazy.
It's
just crazy.
Like there's so many weird, wacky things happening that it's just like, what is going on? Like, it's easy to quickly start thinking, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Oh, you know, somebody staged it, whether it was Trump or whether it was something, like, you know, like it was staged, it was planned. It's just like, you know, but like, I don't know, like as we were talking with Pete yesterday. He strongly believes, and I said this here in our conversation this morning, actually, Loon, that most likely this was just a organic, natural assassination attempt that just, you know, like, you know, no FBI involvement, you know, no anything of that. Although it is weird because I've heard from, you know, various sources as well that Discord has gone in and deleted his accounts, so that's a little strange.
That's really scary.
But well, I mean, like, you know, like how many, like as I've said, the 4th of July shooter, the Uvalde, you know, once again, Peace reminded me about that.
Yeah.
The crazy lady who shot up that that Christian school with all the kids in it.
Yep.
You know, like all these people had direct connection to a federal agent. Portraying themselves as just some average Joe through some social media, be it Discord, Twitter, or X, or Facebook, you know, Instagram, you know, like what have you. Like there's been a lot of direct communication in private messages, direct messages, stuff like that, from these agents to these people, inciting them to act violently.
Let me say one
Yep.
thing. I'm speaking as
Gretchen, don't forget Gretchen Whitmer.
yeah.
Tell me about her.
Kidnapped. And that was they've debunked that, and that was done by the FBI. It was a whole spoof.
Yeah.
Now apparently they have proof on that. I don't know what it is, but apparently they do. But let me just say this, and I'm just Joe Butkus citizen. I have absolutely no confidence in the FBI that they'll ever get to the bottom of this, and I'm pissed. They won't do it. Whatever it is. Conspiracy, lone wolf, they're not going to find out. No confidence in the FBI. None.
We don't need them.
Listen up, FBI. I'm just a guy, a citizen of this country, and I'm pissed about it. That you're not going to do your job.
Why are we paying our taxes? You know? Like,
We sure the fuck haven't been represented in quite some fucking time.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's
It's all about giving our money away.
But see, to add to that, like what Peach was saying yesterday, you know, which as many people who know me, like I'm a subscriber to many beliefs. Like I think of, you know, every possible contingency I can, and if there's anything new that other people, you know, like come up with, I adopt it as well. Like I you know, I have like, you know, levels of possibilities, but I never discount anything, but I never fully believe anything either. You know?
Yeah.
But like, if this was an organic thing, okay, then why the hell, you know, you're in this middle of this field, okay? There's 2 buildings. Why are both buildings not swarming with Secret Service agents? Why did the guy, you know?
How's there a ladder over there? Nobody notices.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
Gee, why is a ladder next to this building?
Yeah, right. There's a ladder out there and everything.
Yeah. Nobody notices that?
Like there's so many, like as I said, there's so many wacky things that happen here. Like I can't immediately go into conspiracy because it's just too weird.
No,
you know,
we don't know anything.
Like
we don't know up from down.
Like I mean, you know, like if it was organic, why did the guy, you know, like have sights on them for like 2 to 3 minutes? Why was he told to not engage? Why was he then later after he took out the shooter, he was interrogated by the FBI and then fired? He lost his job for saving Trump's life. Now, like, once again, I want to, like, you know, I want to make sure people know this. I am not a Trump supporter by any means. I'm not a Biden supporter. I don't trust in either side. It's all crap. Okay? But this is ridiculous. You know? This is absolutely ridiculous. Like, you know, I cannot fathom how this country is so inept, you know, to this level.
It's really important. We have got to have just a moment of the man that lost his life there.
Yes, absolutely.
Protecting his family.
Yes.
He huddled him down. He got on top of him. He got his head shot in. I mean, gee,
yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. Because it's a long meme here. Okay, maybe it's not that one. Maybe it's truth memes. But
that guy just can't be forgotten. I'm sorry.
It's a long post from, I believe, his daughter.
There is the father. He is the father of fathers. You know, you can't do more than that. I mean, obviously, he ended up being killed, but the reaction that he does protects his family. That's his first reaction.
Here it is. So let me read this for you. Okay, let me bigger this from Allison Comparator. Yesterday time stopped, and when it started again, my family and I started living a real-life nightmare. What was supposed to be an exciting day that we had and all looked forward to, especially my dad, turned into the most traumatizing experiences someone could imagine. I know the media will cover this event, and I'm going to try my best to stay away from looking at everything, especially because I've already seen and lived through it in real time. But I want everyone to know that what the media will not cover and will not say about him. He was the best dad a girl could ever ask for. My sister and I never needed for anything. You call, he would answer, and he would do whatever it is you needed. And if he didn't know how, he would figure out how. He could talk and make friends with anyone, which he was doing all day yesterday and loved everyone, every minute of it. He was a man of God, loved Jesus fiercely, and also looked after our church and our members as family. The media will not tell you that he died a real-life superhero. They are not going to tell you how quickly he threw my mom and I to the ground. They are not going to tell you that he shielded my body from the bullet that came at us. He loved his family. He truly loved us enough to take a real bullet for us. And I want nothing more than to cry on him and tell him thank you. I want nothing more than to wake up and for this not to be reality for me and my family. We lost a selfless, loving husband, father, brother, uncle, son, and friend. And I will never stop thinking about him and mourning over him until the day that I die too. July 13 will forever be a day he changed my life, and I will never be the same person I was less than 24 hours ago. There are a lot of children out there that say their dad is their hero, but my dad really is mine. I don't think I would be here today without him. You're not the only one who can say that, lady. Dad, I love you so much that there aren't enough words to express how deep that love goes. I know you'll give heaven some hell. I know that God is proud of the man that came to his gates yesterday.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, do not forget this man. Nobody ever forget this man. You know, like, just Wrong place, wrong time, dude. Like, hold on a second. Sorry, I had to mute my mic. Oh. Yeah, no, I thank you for bringing that up, because, yeah, this guy does need to be known, he does need to be remembered. Like, he is part of this situation. You know, for, like, as I said at the top of the show, like, how, you know, we're living through extreme historical significant times. Don't forget the little guy. Don't forget the other people who are there. You know, it wasn't just Trump and the shooter and the handful of the, you know, of his agents around in that whole field. Everybody there, you know, one way or another was involved, and it was traumatizing for everybody. You know,
this guy right here that you have a picture of, he is what makes America.
Yes.
This guy makes it great.
Yes. There needs to be a statue to this dude. There really does. You know? We're so damn focused on tearing statues down in this damn country. We gotta start putting some up. You know, of real heroes. Real people. Good people. You know? Sorry, I'm a little enraged right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Thank you for reading that, though.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing it up. Just like, I can't imagine being in their shoes. Like, I can't imagine losing you. Like, I know it's going to come one day, just hopefully a long time from now. You know?
Well, you don't want something like that for anybody.
No, absolutely not. Well, I know someone who lost her mother to a drive-by shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's awful.
Yep.
So, King, you have anything to say? Like, while I recollect myself here? King?
I don't know, man. I just wish
It's a tough one.
certain people would just back off and not try to incite people, and then blow smoke up our ass, and then come on the next day and say, "Oh, we should all live together." It's like, no,
Yeah.
you kept calling Trump Hitler. You said he was going to take over the world and, you know, put everybody in chains. And okay, I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but you know what I mean. And they just kept doing that over and over and over and over and over and over again. Then something finally happens. Oh, it comes on the next day. Oh, we should be peaceful. Like, no, this is what you get when you sit. Like, for instance, Maxine Waters has told people to go out there and harass people.
Yeah.
That don't vote like them.
Yeah.
That harass the Republicans. Harass them when they go sit down at a restaurant. Yeah. Harass them when you see them on the streets. All this other stuff and nonsense.
Tell them not welcome here. Yeah, that's her deal.
Tell them they're not welcome here.
Didn't one of them incite, like, you know, wasn't some, like, Supreme Court justice, like, harassed or shot at or something, like, in front of his house?
Guy had a gun. He was going over to his house when the whole abortion thing was going down, and that's after a senator went over to, you know, we have 301 ways to get to you guys, meaning the Supreme Court, and then they started protesting at the houses of the Supreme Court, the conservative ones,
where they live at,
and they caught this guy before he got to the house. But that's a real deal. You know, you can talk to some liberals, not the crazies, the liberals, and you ask them a simple question: do you think Trump is a danger to democracy? And more likely they will say yes. Why? Because they've heard it 5,000 times.
Because they're programmed.
Over and over and over. It's been told them he's a threat to democracy. Well, you take some wacko. He's like, I
can't tell you why.
You know, I can fix this. He's a threat.
Let's see if I can find this. Threat. News. Hold on. Trying to find it.
Trying to find what?
There's a video out there. Let's see if I can find it on YouTube here. Not that. Well, anyway, you guys talk while I try to find this. But it's basically a video portraying, like the copy paste nature of media.
Oh.
A danger to our democracy video.
A danger to our democracy video. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Let me play this really quick. So, let me pause this really quick here. increase the volume. So
Pause the
we can hear
music.
it. What? Oh, the music?
Pause the music.
Okay.
Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about troubling, irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
plaguing our country.
All
The
the same
sharing of
script.
biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets
This is
publish
so
the same
ridiculous.
fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of society use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
That's essentially like you get it. Like it's just like how, like, is hypocritical the right word? Like, they're literally doing what they're reporting on.
Yeah.
Like what's there's a different word for that. Like, ironic, I guess. It's not ironic because they're doing it intentionally, but like, I mean, as we've said, this
They're also
country is.
hypocritical. If they can accuse Trump on January 6th of citing a riot for saying march to the Capitol peacefully and respectfully, and if that's true, if that's what they're saying, then they can be held responsible for all of this they're saying.
Actually, no, didn't Biden just like sign that thing completely absolving the president of anything he does or whatever?
Oh, that was the Supreme Court during they're protected for doing their political duties. They can't be charged afterwards. So, and it's from the Trump deal. But the big winner in that is Biden, because there's a bunch of stuff they can go after him for as soon as he's out. But he's the big winner. By the way, did you just hear that the security papers for Trump that they raided Mar-a-Lago for and all that's been thrown out as unconstitutional?
What a surprise.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me. They must have a decent judge somewhere
Yeah.
that really looks at law.
Yeah, no, I'm just sitting here thinking because, we haven't even gotten to the part about, we skirted the topic a little bit about, they had requested for more Secret Service agents, and they were denied.
Denied, yeah.
And as I said, like I mentioned earlier, this has happened to Kennedy, who's another nominee.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Junior.
all that stuff. Yeah, Kennedy Jr. Like, they had requested additional agents, and
He
they
gets
were
none.
denied.
He was denied security of any kind.
Yep. Security. He didn't get any security.
No. And of course, he originally started running as a Democrat against Biden. So, but then he left the party and went independent.
Dude, part of me thinks that they're gonna come out and say, "Oh, well, we assume that they didn't need any additional security." Talking about Trump, after he didn't request it for, because speaking of January 6th, because didn't he turn it down or something, or no, he offered something and he got turned down.
He offered 10,000
troops or whatever,
and Pelosi turned it down.
Can you fill us in on that whole event and everything? Because would this be like a little tongue-in-cheek, like get back at that or something, or would that be involved in this in any way?
Those are entirely different. So you're talking Secret Service for someone running for president, and the other one you're talking about protecting the Capitol with National Guards, and he's offered 10,000 troops. I mean, it's an entirely different situation.
Okay.
And the president can't authorize the troops. He has no power to bring them in. He has to offer them to the authority, which was Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. She's the only one that can call them in.
That's kind of weird because, isn't the president, the commander-in-chief, in charge of the military? How does he not have complete?
Not National Guard. He can't. Same when all the riots were going on. He offered them to different governors or mayors or whatever. He can't authorize the National Guard to come in. It's probably a protection thing.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, like, it's probably something down to the state's powers.
Yeah.
Because it's their land. So.
And trust me, had Trump illegally brought National Guard in, they would have tried him, killed him, and hung him for treason.
Yeah, they're probably wanting him to do that. Like.
Who knows? Who knows why they turned it down? Nancy Pelosi's never. And was she ever called before the January 6th committee when they're investigating this whole? No, they never asked her any questions, did they?
Of course not. Well, I mean, they have yet to release the client list of Epstein, but that's a whole nother topic right there. Like, trying to stay, on this. Like, as I said yesterday, I've felt this energy, this aura, like, it's not ominous or anything. It's just like that's like we're all in limbo. We're all in suspense because, as I've said multiple times, like, everything that happened is so wacky. Like, not even conspiracy theories make any sense. It's like, like being a lone wolf, acting alone. Why didn't the Secret Service find the ladder? Why did they take so long to respond? Like, another theory that I have yet to disclose. We spoke about this once again earlier today. Was I was thinking, because we are so far deep now time wise into the wokeification of everything in this country, like the police, the military, the media, the firefighters, the EMTs, the government, anything in any form of political or government, anything like the Hollywood, everything, like everybody is woke, and whoever's not woke is getting fired or getting chastised or having their hours reduced or some way, getting action taken upon them. And so the only like we're witnessing, as I said, our version of the Gestapo being formed out of our police before our very eyes, because the only people left who actually want to do that job are the people who support all of this lunatic policies.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, to add to Pete's theory that this is just a natural, organic assassination attempt that happened. The question still remains: why did it take so long to respond? Why did they find the ladder? Why, to answer that question, I'm thinking, well, all the officers are themselves woke, and maybe they're acting on their own accord and just waiting for it to happen.
Well, let's back up for 1 second. And I don't know the woman's name who was in charge of all our
Secret Service agents. Yeah. Same person between Kennedy and this attempt. Same person in charge.
She's in charge of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And apparently, her last job, she was with a major corporation, Frito-Lay or something like that, in charge of security. And she went from there to in charge of all the United States Secret Service. And I was told, I listened to a talk on this, that Jill Biden liked her. Dr. Jill Biden liked her and wanted to hire her. There's film of her being out there. Oh, yes, we're going to be all inclusive. We're having women in it. We want 30, 40, 50%, whatever she wants some women in. Here we go. This is the damn results.
This is a DEI.
It's like, give me the best pilot. If I get on the plane, give me your best pilot. I don't care what color he is. Give me the best.
Yeah.
Give me the best
Secret Service agent that dunked behind the other Secret Service agents.
What'd you say, King?
I said I'd also like to note that one Secret Service agent hiding behind all the other Secret Service.
Ducking down.
Yeah.
That the one with the bun, right?
I think so. Yeah, ducking. I saw that picture just a little while ago.
Yeah.
And they are taught to make themselves bigger because they have to protect.
Yes.
They're taught to stand up and be bigger.
You're taught to give your life
with their arms up in front of Trump's face. All the guys are up there huge, big as they can make themselves. And if I remember, there's one guy saw Trump's this is once they got him up, saw his face exposed. He put his arm and hand right in front of him.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, no, like both King and I were sitting there, when they were watching the repeat video of them, bringing him into the thing, into the SUV. And like, get in there, Trump, get in there. And then he stands back up and like, get the hell in the trunk, God damn it, Mr. President, get the fuck in there.
They tucked and pushed him in there real quick.
Yeah, like, just get down. The guy, he's a freaking spring. Like, they couldn't keep him down.
No.
Like,
Trump.
I wonder though
Trump's
if he found
a
his
fighter.
shoes.
Give me my shoes.
I
It
gotta
must
find
have
my
been
shoes.
knowing him, they'd be really expensive shoes, right?
The thing you things you do and say when you're in panic mode, man. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
oh, shoes.
Yeah.
No, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Fine.
don't worry about your shoes.
We'll get you a new pair of
We
shoes.
got your
Mr.
shoes.
President.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Speaking of shoes, let me kick you into the van. Come on, get in there.
But that's Trump. He's just a
Man,
fighter.
let me do another pose. It's gonna be great.
But yeah, like, you know, that photo, like, as I said
Not
earlier,
that I wouldn't have done the same fucking thing, man.
yeah,
One wave to the crowd before you go. Like, yeah, they tried. They tried.
Yeah.
yeah, no, he kept popping up, and they kept, but see, like, you know, while all that was happening, there's that one agent in the front, and they're trying to, like, you know, it's like, you know, they're physically, you know, in the front, like, you know, between the camera, you know, vantage point and Trump, and so kind of like in between Trump and the podium.
Yeah.
But you know, while everybody else was like, you know, like wrapping themselves around him and concealing him, this was when they got up to move after the shooter was confirmed down. There's one guy who was like just, you know, kept wiggling, like, you know, like exposing the mid, you know, from waist up as much as he can. Like, it was weird. Like, you know, let's actually like get the video here really quick.
So you got to realize too, whether they shot that guy or not, they don't know if there's going to be
Another
more guys,
shooter, yeah.
another shooter in the crowd, or you know, they don't know anything. So they
Definitely should have shot first, ask question later. No, no questioning on this one. We'll figure it out.
He's way too exposed there.
Yeah,
that's probably on Trump, you know, but that's what the guy's made of. You know, he's just going to get up and say,
I was telling Xander, yes, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, no, he did. He did say that.
Like, woo!
Let's see, look here. See, look at that. See, the front's completely this one with the bun here.
Oh yeah.
She's not.
I think she's trying to prepare to get down the stairs, so I don't think she's trying to dodge him. I think she's working to clear the stairs so they don't all go tumbling down. You got 5 people there and trying to carry him. That's a dangerous deal to get down those steps with that group.
See, like, you know, Trump's trying to stand up, and remember, he's 6'4". He's a tall guy.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
So, like, you know,
here we go, and then wham! No, you're not getting up there.
Get in the truck, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Like,
trying to do the Nixon double peace sign as he goes.
Apparently, because he had he's taking his plane on up to the conference, I guess yesterday. Anyways, he stopped a scheduled stop for golf.
Oh yeah, I saw a meme about that.
Golf yesterday. Are you kidding me?
I saw a meme about that, and I thought it was fake. You know, I thought it was just, you know, somebody just taking another whack at him, because you know how these oh my God, the hate coming out. You know, like, I don't even want to get into it. It's
celebrating.
It's so awful, but. Like, I thought it was fake, but so it was real. So he did go.
Well, that's what I heard, as far as I know. It was
so
real.
he did go and play a round of golf.
That's
and speaking of Trump, speaking of Trump, it's really interesting actually. While researching and writing for the history show tomorrow, it's the anniversary of when he announced his.
Candace?
No, his running mate Mike Pence.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever, I believe. And then, you know, here we go. Today, he announced a couple hours ago who his running mate, you know, currently is. What's the guy again? Like, do you want to tell us?
J.D. Vance. I've been hoping since he was on the long list, you know, from way back when. I go, oh man, J.D. Vance. I hope he nominates. I'm blown away that he did. This guy is awesome. Young guy. I don't even think he's 40 yet. And I just happened to stumble across him a couple years ago. When he was running for a Senate in Ohio, so he's a senator now, but he is running for it as his first election. And this guy's smart, can talk, and what he has to say is just dead on what this country needs. I'm really happy he's the VP, or possible VP.
Yeah,
I love this guy. Man, I saw. So I tried to follow him as much as I could, but Ohio, you don't get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And but a lot of stuff when he was interviewed. Man, this guy's good.
And he's a veteran. He's a Marine, right?
He's a
former
Marine. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Marine. Came from a really poor family with a mother that was addicted. He is raised by his grandparents in poverty.
So was I. Not the poverty part, but yeah.
Yeah. Out of high school, he went into the Marines. Came out of Marines. Went into college. Went into. Finally ended up in Yale or something.
So like a
the
real
guy's a smart guy.
Like, you know,
all on his own, no help from anybody.
And this is not me bloviating him in any specific way, but like, you know, like, but his path is, you know, the American, you know, path.
This is,
like, you know,
this is what's possible in this country.
Well, not just what's possible, but like most people, not, you know, like, go through things more or less like this. Like, you know, like most people are not wealthy. Most people, you know, don't have many connections. Most people have to claw their way and fight through life, you know, to get experience, to get to, you know, higher and better and everything. This guy is that. You know, life is...
He personifies that, yes.
Life is an RPG. Or I guess
you gotta pull yourself up.
Like a role-playing game. I guess a role-playing game is like life. You know, you gotta level up. You gotta stats. You know, you gotta train. You gotta grind. You know, like, and this guy did that. You know, he started from the bottom. Now he's here.
I'm a believer in people, not the government.
Yes.
I remember Reagan's famous line. Hello, I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Sure you are.
Yeah, no, famous last words. Whenever you hear that, that's when you run, head for the hills. Get the hell out of there.
Schwarzenegger had a great line when he was the governor of California, too. He greeted somebody at the airport, some mucky and he shook his hand and said, "Welcome to California." California, however. He
Welcome to California.
Yeah. Have we taxed you yet?
Have we taxed you yet?
I love that.
It was Judgment Day for Gray
not
Davis.
off the tarmac yet.
Hey, you know, if it's true, like... Man, California, you know, taxes, like, there's very few states worse than California in any category, you know? Like...
Well, the only category we almost beat every other state in is property taxes.
Yeah.
Well, there's like, one guy that took about 20 years to get it passed, and he was relentless and finally got this passed. That it,
well, like...
You know, it's structured on...
isn't Florida and Hawaii worse than us? You know, New York... Or at least Manhattan.
Well, like Florida's taxes are probably high, but there's no sales taxes, no income taxes. I don't know about sales taxes, but there's no income tax down there. So there's a lot of stuff that other taxes they don't have.
Yeah, I was talking with Pete about all that. This is a whole conversation for off camera, but like, you know, Florida has one of the potentials. So, you know, we talked about that. You know, taxes and everything.
Yeah.
And I told him it was a. You know, like, you had the problem. I don't really know much about all that. You are a lot more, you know, knowledgeable about all that stuff than I am.
Kind of off the list for me.
Yeah. But anyway,
what else we got today?
Yeah, King, do you have anything else to add before I go into any of this? Like, you know, anything involving Trump, you know, past 48, 72 hours, whatever. Like, these are some crazy times. Like, you know, that really. Photograph is iconic.
Yep, I agree with him.
Yeah.
What else needs to be said, really?
What else is there?
Yeah. Well, I collected this a couple weeks ago while researching writing for TOCNS, Omni Coalition News Show. We have Gaokui Ling, China's Knife Edge Mountain. And, yeah, it's this... Are
you kidding me?
Yeah, let me bigger this here really quick.
Jeez.
People just up there, you know, there's no ropes, no anything. That looks really smooth.
Wow.
And people are just walking on that thing. Like, and it's just you just roll off. It's like a dam. Like, look at that.
Are you crazy or what? Don't think I'd be up there.
Like look, she was standing, like, you know, when it was...
And she's off the track looking over the edge at one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably standing room, but look at that.
These people have,
you're crazy.
Have absolutely no sense of self-preservation.
Anybody up there with a walker?
Oh, God. You could be the first.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we saw, all that essentially. We also have the world's shortest commercial flight is over in less than 2 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's an airplane flight. You get on the airplane.
It's over in 2 minutes?
It takes you in the air. Okay, and then less than 2 minutes later, you're back on the ground. It takes longer to get up in the air than it.
To board and get going. Yeah, that takes an hour.
But let's see here. The world's shortest commercial flight was first established in 1967 and has been operated by Loganair ever since. It covers a distance of just 1.7 miles, which is shorter than the runways of most major airports and is more similar to a bus ride than an actual airplane flight.
Yeah.
Passengers are flown in Britain Norman Islander, a small plane that requires only one pilot and has just 8 seats. As you can imagine, there is no in-flight service available. In normal conditions, the world's shortest commercial flight could last between 90 and 120 seconds. But as one pilot demonstrated, in favorable conditions, it can be completed in just 53 seconds. However, in unfavorable circumstances, the plane will be in the air for almost 3 minutes. Oh my goodness.
And what's the point of this? Do they say?
Well, there is a video here. Let's see.
I mean, you seeing some spectacular waterfall or something?
The flight time's going to be roughly a minute and 20
flight.
seconds today.
Let's see here.
7 miles away from each other.
Oh.
And are connected by the world's shortest commercial flight.
Oh, so it's a flight.
The average flying time is about 80 seconds.
Now it makes a little more sense.
I've seen
These
this
two
video
islands
before.
are a part of the Orkney Islands in northern Scotland.
Yeah, so it's an island hopper.
Okay.
They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money it'll cost to build a bridge, for an area that rural is, just.
I'm so cheap. I'd say no thanks. I'm gonna swim.
Hey, at least you get some exercise, right? Now, we also have. I was having a conversation with somebody in another Discord server, and we were talking a lot about. This is asking me to sign in, so I can't read this. But it was talking about how an older species of human, and it's still in our DNA. Like every now and then it surfaces, but apparently humans used to have 6 fingers and 6 toes. We had an extra digit.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't read this because National Geographic wants me to pay for a subscription.
Yeah.
So,
it's their product. They can do what they want.
Yeah, well, extra fingers and toes were revered in ancient culture.
Huh.
So, yeah, it's not. And then the conversation went on. We got into Bible stuff. We were talking about the Nephilim. About the Nephilim, right? Loon?
No.
The Nephilim. They're basically the product of when angels.
Angel Kid.
Yeah, angels do the mattress mambo with humans, and what's produced is a giant half angel, half human being.
Yeah.
And they're called the Nephilim.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And yeah, well, that's where people believe that where Bigfoot originated. The Kandahar giant. If anybody's familiar with the Kandahar giant story.
What really don't?
Are you familiar with anybody here familiar with the Kandahar giant story?
No.
I can give an abridged version.
Okay.
Basically, during the Iraq War, or Iraq-Afghanistan War, and also and not the original one, but the one this happened in 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
This incident, they were somewhere in the middle of Afghanistan, and it's actually, you know what? Let me see if I can find an actual thing. Kandahar giant. Here we go. The Kandahar giant was 13 feet tall with fiery red hair, 6 fingers, and 2 sets of teeth. It even killed one of the Special Forces soldiers with a spear before the rest of the unit brought it down with 30 seconds of sustained gunfire. And after they radioed it, the army took away its corpse and had it hidden ever since. Now, initially, there was some scouting team or something that they lost contact with, and they discovered discarded pieces of equipment outside of the mouth of a cave. And one of the equipment was some radio thing or whatever, and it was some kind of tech that should have been destroyed, not discarded. You know, like, you know how the military, you know, has these things, like, you know,
Yeah.
under no circumstances do you just leave this.
Right,
You have to,
right,
like, you know,
right.
burn it, destroy it, something, you know.
Yeah.
So it was left. So it's believed that this giant killed and possibly, you know, was cooking, you know, these soldiers who were there at first. Then this search and rescue team found this. As it said, he came out and he speared one of them. They got him down. They had to actually haul him away underneath a Chinook.
Jeez.
He was 13 feet tall. He was a big guy.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was like, you know, sworn to secrecy and all that stuff. You know how it's like, you know,
Yeah.
oh, well, if you say
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
that's treason and all that stuff. Well, like some of these Marines, at least one of them has come out and shared this story, and I think some other Marines who were involved have since been killed in one way or another, like, you know, in action or mysterious ways, you know, like all the typical shenanigans, you know, that happen with things like this. But yeah, no, like the Kandahar giant, you know, is believed is to have been a Nephilim, you know, or the descendant of a Nephilim, you know. So, but yeah, before we start getting into, like, you know, whole theological, you know, like, you know, thing, we're about an hour in. I think this has been a great show, you know.
It has. Sad, but
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. These are historical times, and like sometime, you know, like, you know, 10 years, 15, 20, 30, you know, like it's, you know, all of this is going to be history, and we're going to be, you know, asked by the next generation, like, you know, how was it, like, you know, 2000s and the 2010s and the 2020s, you know, like, man,
Did everybody really hate each other? Yes, they did.
Oh,
Yes.
yes. I mean, like, I was a victim of that multiple times, and in you know, some very severe ways. Like, you know, there's a lot of hate.
Yeah. Well, you and I were talking the similarities to 160 years ago.
Yeah.
The hatred in this country, and it was divided, just like it is now. But hate. Of course, the end of that result was Abraham Lincoln assassination.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, I think I'll wrap us up here. We do this show, you know, once a week, or, you know, try to get things together enough to do this. Maybe we'll reduce it to once a month. I don't know. Like, I'm going to try to keep this weekly. But we do this every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. We have other shows that we do. Our flagship show is This Date in History. We do that every day, or try to as well, at 11 in the morning Pacific time. Omni Coalition News Show, Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So, yeah, like, if you want to catch us, you know, live, it's West Coast 11 and 3, all for thee. Mountain 12 and 4, Central 1 and 5, and then East 2 and 6. I don't remember my rhymes. I need a script. So I have too much going to memorize things. Like, you know, too much is happening, too much stuff to pay attention to. But yeah, for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
And you, once again, viewer, are you. Thank you again for watching us. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.
In the stream here.